Hey everyone, this is Chase Beach with InsurGrid. I'm here with Laudir Lugo of Allstate Insurance on today's InsurGrid Agent Spotlight. Laudir, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit, about your agency, where you're calling from.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Here in San Antonio, Texas, and our agency is a new agency. We open our doors on August 1st, late this summer. Well, our agency is a family agency, so I have the privilege and the benefit of working with my wife and my youngest son and my daughter-in-law, who's the wife of my eldest son. And so we're having fun just building a family business here. We signed up with InsurGrid pretty early on. Like I said, we opened up August 1st. I want to say we signed up in early September with InsurGrid. And just, doing some research and talking to other agents out there and asking them what's working, what's not working, what are some of the things they're doing. And obviously not everyone, some people in this business feel like, it's like cutthroat competition and stuff like that. But there's others that share kind of my philosophy that there's enough business to go around for all of us. So, we can help each other and we can support one another and hopefully build relationships, in the industry where there's trust and there's friendship and camaraderie. So was able to do that with a couple of agents here in the San Antonio area and just kind of learn some of the things they're doing. And then InsurGrid came across my emails. And none of these other folks have been using it. And I thought, let me look into this a little more. First wasn't sure about the concept. I was, really, I guess a lot of folks starting new like me, just looking like, hey, what can get us good leads, Mm-hmm. But once we learned, hey, this is not about leads, but this is about how you can just provide a better service, first of all, to clients, right? Where sometimes they feel like, hey, I'm interested in what you have and what you're offering, but man, I don't want to be on the phone for half an hour or an hour. And I don't even know where to begin to find all these things. You're talking about deck pages, you're talking about, numbers and information that I have no idea about. I just know I have insurance and covered. So being able to just give our QR code to clients and them being able to scan it and just get us their deck pages has been real convenient for our clients, but has also been good for us. I think it makes us look like we have our stuff together too, obviously, everything in the industry is being automated now, which, I still believe that I think that there's a healthy medium where we can find a healthy tensions or balance with actual in-person service, a local agent, and in our case, family agencies. So you're always going to get someone, we're going to treat you like your family when you get insured at Lugo agency. But at the same time, being able to offer some things like with InsurGrid, they just have to scan our QR code and kind of the best of both worlds of automating and digitizing things, and then also giving that kind of human service, So here's an example. So we've had a chance to go to some events. We also had a chance to spend 2 weeks at a really large manufacturing plant where I'll use that as an example. The owners said, hey, we would love for you to come in and help our employees understand a little more about their property and casualty insurance. And most of these folks are working 12 hours a day. They don't have time to shop in the evenings or the weekends. I mean, if you have to make a choice between insurance and spending time with your family, it's obvious which one you're going to choose, right? So they said, hey, come in. We want to help our employees, and so we did that. And we just had signs up there with something like this. This is not what we did in there, because this would be more like if we were doing a raffle at an event or something like that. But this here, our QR code is there. And so in this case, we were there in the lunchroom and we had our QR code and we had our setup. We were able to get deck pages that way for people. And so when they would come, they'd scan it, maybe on a quick 5-minute break. And then later on in the day at their lunch, when they had an hour or even after hours, we were contacting them and giving them their quotes. So all they have to do is scan that QR code. And then what happens is we immediately get if they complete the process, we get their deck pages from their current insurance carrier, which just provides us everything we need in order to provide the quote for the client.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so did you see a lot of success, being at that manufacturing plant where you did get deck pages and you were able to write business?
So the first 2 weeks of this month, we had 2 of our salespeople there at the plant, and we did 52 declaration pages with a potential annual premium of just a little over $100,000.
Wow.
We've written quite a bit of that business to this point, but we're still working those quotes because obviously, this stuff doesn't always sell, the same day or the same week or even the same month for that much. But we're really hopeful about closing a good percentage of that. And that's another thing I would say, that for clients who, obviously we're Allstate agents, so we have a certain criteria of clientele that we can write and that we can't write. But for the clients who meet the criteria that we have as an agency, it's a pretty high success rate because we're able to see and compare apples to apples and provide our best service, put our best foot forward with the service that we provide. And yeah, we've done pretty good up till now, but we anticipate it even being better. Yeah, well, we're still working the data on that. So at the end of the month, like the first week of November, I expect to have, like a one sheet of some, KPIs. And that's not one of the things that I factored, but it's a really great point. And I think I will add it to this report. That's a really good, that's a really good thought.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen, agents, have saved hours per quote, because normally, like, hey, prospective clients, send me your information. They send you back an ID card and you have to say, hey, no, you have to send me your declaration page. And then all this back and forth, and every, back and forth adds friction in the sales process.
Right.
So get that information up front is super helpful.
Yeah, and one of the things with that, I'll say, that is chasing people for VIN numbers. Yeah. So early on, opening our business, we've had a lot of, I guess, the process bottlenecks, with VIN numbers. Sometimes you just can't write the policy unless you have it, and sometimes people, they drag their feet, they get it, or to your point, it becomes, there's a little friction, and anything we can do to make the process smoother and make the client feel like, oh, I didn't, you made that so easy for me. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I'm curious, Laudir, if an agent were to, say, hey, what is this InsurGrid thing and should I sign up? How would you explain it to them? And what would be like the main value proposition that you would say, like, hey, this is why you need to use this product?
I would say this: if you're going to get out there and work outside of your agency, and if you are going to, if you're going to get yourself out there, you have to get this QR code out there. And I know there's other ways to do it, through email and through texting and stuff like that. And we've had people do it, but not with the success rate of being in person in spaces where people can just take their phone out and scan it, and right there, it literally takes, if it takes more than 90 seconds, then there's something not right, or maybe they don't know their information or something like that. But typically, if they know their login information to their current insurance carrier, it should not take more than 60, 90 seconds to complete this whole process and get you the deck pages. But if you're committed to using it, if you have a plan, I guess, for an email campaign, texting campaign, where you can text the URL or the QR code. But for sure, another thing we did was, if you just give me a second, I'll pull them out here. I just remembered. So we created these flyers where we were doing a promo, like and you have to be careful depending on what state you're in or what the insurance guidelines are. But Allstate allows us to do like these gift cards that I think they can't exceed a $20 value or something like that. So we did something like that. We made a flyer, a promotion, and we put the QR code there. Yep. And so we've gotten people that have also scanned that, for quotes.
Yeah.
And we've closed a good amount of business, with the flyers. So. Yeah. So if you're committed, another thing we did was we have this huge, so right next door to us is a Starbucks. So we made this huge sign for, and then we put the QR code on it. So we've had some people like walk by because there's a lot of traffic next door, and they just scan the QR code, and we've gotten quotes and closed sales that way too.
Wow, that's awesome. So just having it, having your QR code to your InsurGrid link, having it out there where people can scan it, because consumers will scan it. I think, some people say, oh, I don't know if consumers will share their information. They will share their information. I mean, it happens all the time in the banking industry, right? It's the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's a law of averages, right? I mean, it's about, just trying to get volume of numbers and getting people to do it. We've gotten way more people that have scanned it and started the process than people who completed the process. Mm-hmm. But like I said, we've gotten 52 deck pages of people that did complete the process. So, and then a high amount or a high average of those that did, we're closing. So you're going to get people that scan it and just don't complete the process, or you're going to get people that scan it just out of curiosity. Hey, I'll take scans. Every time I see a scan come through on my InsurGrid, I'm excited because whether they complete it or not, our salespeople can follow up, because the moment they, even if they don't complete it, they got to put their name and they got to put their telephone number and their email address. So, so it's a free lead, for us to follow up with. And if they saw it and scanned it, chances are they know what you're contacting them about, because they took their phone out to scan it.